they save me for the last. I'm either good or they really hate me. So thank you so much for staying all the way here and giving me this opportunity to share just a very simple idea. So, hi. I promise to be short and sweet. I am short, I am quite sweet, but I will try to make things easy for you when you agree. So today I'm going to start with just 3 basic premises for what I want to share. And well, the first thing is that I believe that we all want to get connected to each other's stories. I think this is the fundamental reason why we are here tonight and why TED is such a beautiful event. Because I think there's a lot of power when everybody comes out. We want to be able to invest in each other's stories. And there's power when we share our own stories, when we tell it to ourselves, when we tell each other, when we tell our friends. The second premise is that we are built for community. So as we share and as we participate in each other's stories, there's a power in that synergy. The community is being built. So just a little background on myself and to put things in context. Not too long ago, I was in a position exactly like where you are, if you are an undergrad in NUS, that is. And actually, prior to going to university, I was contemplating between going to law school or architecture, which I know are 2 ends of the spectrum and are entirely different. And the reason why I chose to go to law school was because I thought that it would be able to be the best chance to create and effect social change. So when I went into law school and I went to university, I was probably in the same situation as yourself, trying to figure out how can I make what I am trained to do and what I am learning specific and relevant to social change. So throughout 4 years, 5 years, there was that process of discovery, the process of figuring out how can I do what I believe I am created to do, and how can we make what our vocation is relevant to that. And as that process went along, it led into my third premise, which really struck a chord with me, which was basically that as we have opportunity, let us do good towards all people. And so basically the fundamental idea is that not only should we seize opportunities that come to do good, but we also want the opportunities to do so. And not only do we want that, we can also create opportunities for people to get involved. So I want to talk about how these 3 premises meet with the big, huge, impossible problems. Problems which I believe strike a chord within all of us when we hear it. And there are problems which, when we hear it, we always feel, oh my goodness, they are so huge that there is nothing that we can do to meet them, nothing. And you feel a sense of hopelessness in a sense. So there are problems like injustice, there's problems like poverty, there's problems like war, conflict, and there's problems like fear. And these are huge, huge, huge problems. If you have a solution to them all, I mean, we all wish for that. And I think I don't need to stand here and convince you that these are problems that we all want to solve. I think it's innate in us in that sense. So just to elaborate more about what the problems that we saw, the problem of war, for example, in Cambodia was that after the Khmer Rouge, I'm not sure if you're familiar, it's like one of the worst genocides of our times, not too far away, 1970s. And when the Khmer Rouge ended, there was an estimated 4 to 6 million pieces of war remnants left in the country. So imagine, so I'm talking about landmines and bomb shells. And imagine it means like if you step out of the auditorium, you probably want to watch where you're going. And when this problem happened, it also leads to problems of scavenging and tampering. When a country emerges from war and there is little employment, there is little that you have, and you see metal that's a source of income, you see that you can pick it up and you can sell it for scraps. And that leads to injury and leads to death. And to elaborate more on the second big impossible problem is the problem of poverty. So in Cambodia, it's still one of the least developed countries in the world, although it was liberated from war about 30 years ago. So the average daily income is $2 a day. The third impossible problem is fear. So, as I said, in Cambodia, when it was the worst genocide of our time, 3 million or 7.2 million of the population was wiped out throughout just a few years. That means that if I draw a line down this row and I block you out, and you turn to the person next to you, your friend, maybe your professor you don't really like, so it's okay. Yeah, but you know, that's the crazy thing. Imagine if your friends and family just have to do forced labor, starvation, torture. And it's quite crippling, I find that here. Imagine that your friend and your family may be lost to you like that. And I think that even though it's been 30 years since that, it breeds a certain sentiment here. So I heard a story of this lady who I met, and she said that her grandmother lived through the Khmer Rouge. And even after the war, 30 years now, she still has the belongings packed up in bags in the room, just in case something happens to her. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So with this, I think when we have these big impossible problems, and I want to bring in those three premises I mentioned just now. So what happens when you bring community? The fact that we are built for community. The second thing, that we want to get connected in each other's stories. And that we want opportunities to be able to participate and be a part and share in each other's stories. What if you take all this and you bring that to meet these impossible problems? It's a basic premise, and it's very simple. So imagine what if we could provide a platform to advocate for those who are actively being involved in demining work in post-conflict countries, therefore advocating for the problems of war. So what if you take these huge bombshells that are left in the country, and these are an NGO in Cambodia. Basically, for those of you who are from army, I'm not sure if you're familiar, it's this big bomb, and they cut it open, extract the TNT, render the metal safe. TNT is repurposed into this tiny little block here into a charge, and what they use it to do is to destroy the rest of the landmines that are found in the country. So they take what was meant for destruction, repurpose it, and clear the land. And what if we could take that metal and we could work with income generation projects, and we start to solve problems of poverty by creating opportunities, supporting employment opportunities as well. And what if we could create community by involving design students, designers from developed countries who want to get connected, who want to share, participate, and create a sense of community. And if we could create designs which could tell a story of transformation from war to peace. So if we could do all this, this is actually what I do. I'm from Saught, and we create products from these war runners to support income generation in post-conflict countries. And it's, so to elaborate a little bit, so when the idea is that when you hold this product in your hand, you are being part of the community, you are connecting, and you have that opportunity as well. And when you hold this item in your hand, it's a perfect platform for storytelling as well. And that sense of community, a sense of sharing and participating is something which we find a very compelling one. So I'm going to close and with those three basic premises, the three basic simple ideas, that if you take community, you take the fact that we want to get connected and we want to create opportunities, and we take it, we meet those big, impossible problems. Can we move injustice to justice? Can we move from war to peace? Can we move from poverty to freedom? And can we move from a posture of fear to a posture of hope? So with that, I think if you, as much as I have been so very much moved and inspired by the speakers that were before, people who have moved to countries like Kenya, and been inspired. So inspiring, isn't it? I mean, how they have moved to countries far beyond what we are comfortable in. Even moving to countries which are disaster-stricken, and even not so far off in our own communities in Singapore, working with those, breaking down those invisible borders between us and a migrant worker, between us and a disadvantaged person. And so I would like to end with a Cambodian proverb. I am probably saying it wrong, but if you know how to say it properly, you can correct me, it's fine. It's a boom. And it actually means drop by drop, we fill the bucket. The idea is that in Cambodia, when you fill up the palm sugar, we leave a bamboo container, and throughout the night and days, drop by drop, we fill the bucket. So drop by drop, bit by bit, you and me, our collective stories together can create a great change and a great, more than just filling a bucket. I think we can create a great, great ripple of change. So with that, thank you very much for your time.